What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Ol Drunken Geek, and I'm back at it like a crack addict with my segment called ODG Soapbox, which is like, I'm not reviewing anything, I'm not doing, speculations about anything. Kind of not, I don't know. I'm just basically talking fucking out my ass. The subject of this ODG Soapbox episode or segment is the end is nigh. The end is near. Is that dramatic?
Not enough.
Okay, fine, fuck it. But it is near because we are reaching the end. And in one case, we have reached the end of an era of certain things that people watch, like fandoms. A lot of things this year are coming to an end. The trilogy, the new Star Wars trilogy is ending at the end of the year. Game of Thrones is ending in a couple of weeks. And tomorrow's episode 3, so by the time this airs, you'll be around episode 4 or 5. It's fucking almost there. And I just watched Avengers Endgame. And man, it's a weird feeling, man, because I remember when I first watched that first Avengers in 2012, and it's 7 fucking years later, and I lived with this shit for 7 fucking years. Just like Game of Thrones, I've lived with it for however 8 years. I see my life in these shows in a way, like I'd be like, oh, that season, when they were doing the Blackwater, I was just getting with my girlfriend. When that happened, me and my boys were doing this. It's weird how these things live with you. Your fandoms live with you through your life. You know what I mean? I don't even want to say weird. It's just special in a way. And now that we're reaching the end of all the things, not all the things, but it feels like we're reaching like a bookend of certain things. Like Avengers really got me in that mood of like, damn, bro, it's really over, huh? And yeah, we'll see more Marvel movies. They're gonna make those until the fucking universe dies of a fucking heat death or whatever the fuck they call that shit. We're gonna watch those forever. Star Wars, the same. We're gonna watch Star Wars till the next universe big bangs and then collapses again. We'll still be watching Star Wars. That'll probably be the Star Wars universe and shit. And Game of Thrones, probably gonna have a new thing, but it's still not the stories and the same characters that we lived with. Avengers ended. Certain characters are never coming back. Never coming back, baby. So, it's just, it's got everybody in this weird romantic state. When I went to see Avengers, saw a lot of Avengers t-shirts everywhere. But that was yesterday, and today I went to work. Nowhere near any kind of theaters. I was driving around. I drive around the city, for those who don't know. I do Uber, Lyft, all that good stuff. And I also do a courier service, which I just go all around Broward County, Miami-Dade County, driving, dropping off packages and shit. And everywhere you go, people are rocking their fucking Avengers shirts. So I would fuck with people. I'm like, yo, you watching the movie? And some people are like, nah, tonight. Or nah, tomorrow. Or yeah, last night. Even days that they're not watching the movie, they still wearing the shirt because that's how deep the cultural impact of Avengers was. And I feel the same about Game of Thrones. There's almost nobody I know, except for this fucking chode over there, Milky, that's not into Game of Thrones. But there's nobody that I know, almost nobody that I know that is not into Game of Thrones. And it's like, you want to do something Sunday? Bitch, on Sunday? Game of Thrones Sunday? I don't know about all that, bruh. I don't know about making plans on Game of Thrones Sunday. And it's wild. Everybody's in the edge of the seats to see the next episode, to see what's next. And it's gonna be sad when that shit ends too, man. And as far as Star Wars is concerned, to be honest, I just want to get it over with. I'm gonna, in a way, miss Star Wars, but not really, because I know Star Wars is not really going away. And this trilogy has caused a lot of like backlash and stuff like that. And I'm kind of tired of arguing about Star Wars. That's the only one that I'm kind of not that sad about. Plus, the characters, to be honest, I could do it with another Star Wars movie. If they had if episode 9 ends and they tell me, hey, he was just fucking with you, episode 10 coming up next, and I have to wait 3 years for that, I would be perfectly happy. It would really get me giddy because I don't feel like we know Finn, Poe, and Rey as well as we should by this time. But that's neither here or there. I will still probably, my excitement for Star Wars movies don't really start lighting up until like a month before, where it's like, fuck, this is it. And coming from somebody who lived through the prequels, and who went to see Revenge of the Sith with the idea that this is the last Star Wars thing ever. I'm kind of, okay, whatever. I already lived through that. So I don't feel it's the same sentiment with Avengers or Game of Thrones, but it still causes a little bit of a confusion within me. Like, Dad, do I want it to end? Do I not want it to end? It is Star Wars, man. I've watched Star Wars my whole life. We didn't have the VHS yet, right? Like, I didn't have the movie yet. But when I was a little kid, it would come on TV all the time, and so I had to watch the movie. But for the most part, every day my mother would read me the book that came with a read-along cassette thing. You pop in the cassette, start playing that bitch, and it starts making like the pew 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 noises and shit while she read along with it. That was the dopest shit ever, man. She must have read me that shit, me and my cousin, that shit every day for at least 2 years. So like episode 4, New Hope, is like in my fucking DNA. It's in my blood and shit at this point. Yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on that, man. The end is near. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do now with our lives. Now that Avengers, it's a bookend. There'll always be more Marvel movies, and we're excited to see where all that goes. But fucking Game of Thrones, waiting for 2 years. Where the fuck is this gonna leave our lives, man? A lot of these characters we're so attached to, and it's like, damn. There's no more from them motherfuckers to look forward to. But that's all I got for today. And if you like this video, drop a like, hit subscribe. Check us out on the gram, Ol Drunken Geek, dropping loads. Check out the channel. We got different shows every day. We got Vest Guy, we got Dorky, we got What Am I Playing, we got unboxings with Pouch, we got What the Cons. We promise there's more coming up soon. Mega Cons coming up, coming at you. And yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys today. So ODG out.